the Jayhawk Sports Network, powered by Heartland Technology.
High school basketball back in action. It's a Monday night, not a Tuesday night, but at least this game didn't get affected by the weather. Denver game, I think, got moved 2 or 3 times before they settled for tomorrow. Hopefully that will take place. I'm Nate Klaver, Luke Baldwin, Anthony Baugh, Eric Clark, all from the upper patio of the South Gym here in Jesup. Jayhawks hosting the Columbus Sailors boy-girl doubleheader. Welcome as we see how we can finish off the regular season, Luke, which playoffs not too far along.
Yeah, not too far along. We were just talking. The girls have kind of struggled the second half of the season here. Little up and down, and even some of the games in the first half they were winning by, you could say, the skin of their teeth. So it's a good team, but they're still young, they're still learning, and you're going to have some of that up and down. But yeah, as we close out the regular season, hopefully we can close on a high note and make some noise in postseason.
Sailors coming in, the girls' side, record of 9-9 overall. Jesup 12-5, coming off a rough loss at Dyke New Hartford on Friday night, 75-24. We're able to just get by Grundy Center before that last week. 1 week ago tonight, I believe, 50-53. Actually, was hard to get by Grundy Center, 50-53. So we're on a 3-game losing streak. Last win for the Jayhawks was against Hudson. They beat them 42-40 back on the 18th of January. Let's get ready for our starting lineups, and we will hand it over here momentarily to our public address announcer here in Jesup, Dan Fox.
Now the starting lineup for Columbus Sailors: a junior, number 2, Eva Christensen; a freshman, number 5, senior, number 10, Reagan Lindsay; a senior, number 14, Allie Leslie; and a junior, number 22, Chloe Butler. And now for our Jayhawks, a junior, number 2, Natalie O'Connor;
National anthem being played by the Jesup Pep Band under the direction of Molly Emerson. Learned this last week. Molly will be moving on from Jesup at the end of the school year, and we congratulate Molly and all the work she's done to get the band to a point it's at right now, Luke, because 5 years ago it was really hit and miss.
Yeah, it was,
and they've come a long ways.
Yeah, you're right. It was darn near non-existent, and and it's still the numbers are not anywhere where I think everybody would like them to be, but the sound has gotten much better over the years, and a lot of credit goes to Molly, and of course the students in band as well.
Yeah, because they don't, for what you heard right there, and there was 7, 8 students over there. There was some strong work based on what you heard. So I give credit to the leadership and the program and the sport that has been given to those. And the best luck to Molly moving on as we're underway for high school basketball. Columbus and Jesup. Jesup 12-5 on the year, 8-4 in conference play. They don't get the tip, but they will get the possession to try and be the first one to score in tonight's game as the ball gets loose, and Larson has a struggle on it, and O'Connor defensively chases it down and stays back, doesn't foul, but Columbus will get the first points in the game. Amanda Treptow, Natalie O'Connor, Lang, Laney Pilcher, Alexis Larson, all starters for the Jayhawks.
Yeah, I guess we didn't go through these. Typically, we'll run through the starting lineups. Nate just gave you Jesup, so I'll run through Columbus Catholics real quick here. Eva Christensen is number 2. Number 5, Morgan Bradley. Number 10, Reagan Lindsay. 14, Allie Vesley. And 22 is Chloe Butler.
So Jesup, unfortunately, can't get a score at that end of the floor. And now Columbus pushes it down low to Vesley.
That was a great interior feed by the Sailors. Vesley couldn't connect on the shot down low.
Nice. And Treptow on the paint.
Good pass by Pilcher. Treptow no good, but per usual, she heads to the line. I feel like I haven't been up here forever, Nate.
I didn't know who you were. I was like, excuse me, sir. You need to go down there.
I missed the game the other night. I'm sure you talked a fair amount of smack about me.
I'm sure we only threw under the bus, 6 or 7 times.
I would hope so. I wouldn't expect anything less.
They pulled Pilcher double duty. He had a coach, then had to come up here. So
poor guy. So Jesup into a not really a full court press. Amanda is the only one.
Travel right there. I did have Don Cole reach out to me after he heard you were gone. I was like, I asked him a certain question, and then he decided maybe it wasn't a good idea to come up.
He was filling in, huh?
Yeah.
That would have been a fun time for you.
J.C. Lang, a little tip off of Pilcher's fingers. Going to come right side, going to kick it back out. She decides not to go. Again, Jesup coming off that tough loss to number 2, Dyke New Hartford on Friday night. Dyke's 14-0. And Jesup dropped out of the top 15 after that game last week. Actually, after last week, he actually dropped out that Thursday before the game.
Yeah, Jesup is not the only team in the conference that has not fared well against Dyke. They are, as usual, pretty salty group.
Treptow on the rebound, tied up at 2. Thanks for joining us on the Jayhawk Sports Network from Heartland Technology tonight. Wherever you happen to be following us, following the Sailors, the Jayhawks, or just tuning in. Treptow back out to Pilcher. Doing a lot of passing. But Luke, if you look at them right now, compared to maybe some games we've seen before, they always seemed a little sluggish in the get-go, and then they finally play into it. But they seem to have a little more energy right now.
Yeah, they do. They're like you said, they're moving the ball well. I mean, Columbus is dropped into a 2-3 zone, trying to contain that middle with Laney, and probably won't come out of it unless Jesup can make some outside shots and force them out of it. But yeah, nice job moving the ball around. We've gotten Amanda Treptow and now Laney Pilcher to the line. Nothing wrong with that.
All points from the charity stripe.
Yep.
Jayhawks head up to Denver tomorrow. That game was supposed to be, it's been rescheduled 2 or 3 times. Denver sitting number 12 right now in the latest rankings. 4-2 on that free throw from Pilcher. Tight defense from Treptow on Lindsay. And O'Connor playing hard coverage down low. Be interested to talk to Coach Conrad when we get him up here halftime of the boys game, just to kind of get a sense how he felt they've responded from those 2 losses last week. A tough one against Grundy Center they were right into.
Right.
And then the big loss at Dyke New Hartford.
Yeah. Well, and like we were kind of saying in the pregame.
Nice three-point shot in the corner from Natalie O'Connor.
You know, Jesup hasn't exactly blown a lot of teams out this year. A fair amount of their wins have come by a narrow margin. And when you're playing, you know, margins like that, you run the risk of dropping some of those as well. And, you know, Grundy Center is a good example of that. So they're still a good team. They're one of those teams that if they put it together, they can beat just about anybody on any given night. And hopefully, you know, as we progress through the end of the season here, we'll get back on one of those hot streaks. But for now, let's just get this victory here tonight.
Vesley, free throws. Drop them both in, put them at 4 points total. Under 4 minutes. We'll hear from head coach Joe Smines. He'll come and join us at halftime in this girls' game. Treptow off the side of the backboard. And now Lindsay. And now the paint, right side, Butler. Will dish it in, turn around. Vesley.
Nice move by Vesley. That was a strong post move.
3:30 to go. We'll get to this quarter break. We'll talk about a pretty touching moment that took place over at Dyke New Hartford on Friday night.
Get in there.
Laying.
There you go.
I kind of kissed the backboard, didn't it, before it went in?
I couldn't tell if it did. It did have that look to it, but since you said it too, I'm going to say it did. I thought maybe it was just my eyes playing tricks on me.
Well, it's nice you give me that credibility. Lob inside. Vesley grabs it and tries to force it, draws the foul. Vesley, a 5'10 senior.
That's going to be Pilcher with the foul. No side panels tonight, but I believe that is Pilcher's first of the night. 2 team fouls for each.
Five points there for her. Vesley is the season point leader, pushing almost 15 points per game. Bounces up, comes off, rebound O'Connell.
Ella Clayson, I believe that's how you say that, Classen or Clayson, set to check in. I think she was coming in for the shooter there, but since the free throw was not made, she'll wait for the next dead ball, as we also see Sailor Youngblood preparing herself to check in for one of our Jayhawks.
Wide open, Natalie off the backboard, no good. Pilcher pulls it down, tries to force it up. Nice off the box.
Hook.
Use that backboard for what it's for.
Her dad likes that. Little Bird-esque there, Larry Bird-esque.
Cross midcourt, here comes Vesley. Dish to Butler.
Yeah, you're right, Nate. They're playing with a little greater sense of urgency here tonight.
Work that clock under 2 minutes. Wide open shot, Butler. Iron. Pull down from Vesley, turn around, no look. Wow.
She's a nice player.
45% from the field this season.
Uses her body well. She's got that drop step down.
J.C. Lang. And the Larson back to Lang. She sets for the 3. Lined it up, no good. Pull down from Bradley.
We got to get some rebounders in there and at least make an attempt at that rebound.
Wide open pop in. Bradley.
Nice play by the Sailors.
They're within one. Sailors have 2 more games remaining on the season after this one. Jayhawks, they got 4 more games upon them yet before we hit postseason. Under a minute. Connor back in. Pilcher ducking out and over to Lang. Rim no good. Pulled down by Vesley.
You got to find a way to get some points inside. We're just not a team that can live and die by the three-pointer. We're not consistent enough. Although I hear we did have one of our JV players. Well, she's on our varsity bench too, Katie Clark, who knocked down 8 of them in the JV game. So maybe I speak too soon with that live and die by the 3 comment.
She probably learned that from her dad.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, the look that Anthony gave, priceless.
Get in there.
Larson, no good. Clock's going to run out. Columbus with the advantage right now, 14-12. As we head to the second quarter, leading score right now, I have Pilcher at 5 and 7 for Vesley. So, Luke, I don't know if you saw it or heard about it, but following the girls' game, Dyke New Hartford came out and honored not just Alexis Larson, but the situation the Larson family is going through with Brian, going through rehabilitation right now at St. Luke's. But it's not like it wasn't a dry in the gym that night.
Yeah, I saw it on Facebook or something. Carrie showed it to me, and a very touching moment, and big props to the Dyke community and those involved in setting that up. That's something they certainly didn't have to do, but they did, and it was a very kind gesture, not only to Alexis, who's a player for the Jayhawks, but for her family, and definitely neat. Athletics has a tendency to bring out the best and the worst in people, and that's a good example of the best.
So, Brian, continue rehab. We're pulling from you. I know you're probably joined in tonight, and there is a GoFundMe set up that we'll continue to put that on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel to have people support the family. I know they're doing some construction projects over their house to make it help Brian get in and around. And we also want to thank the Larson family for bringing us some Stroop waffles.
Stroop waffles. I got mine tonight. There was some concern that maybe I wouldn't get mine. So, Brian, I do have mine here. I think I might save it for the morning. It says you can put it on top of your coffee cup and warm it up.
Oh, I guess I didn't take advantage of that. I left mine in my truck, so it was crisp. It was very crisp when I got
Frozen?
it. Yeah. So, the Stroop waffle, and I was like, are these like Marpoles? We're supposed to be talking about this through the game, but I want to appreciate the Larson family for gave us a nice thank you note and brought us some treats for helping us help them spread the word and gain some support for what's going on with them.
Absolutely unnecessary on our part. We don't need any appreciation, although I will take treats anytime somebody wants to bring them. But that's we're happy to continue to make people aware of what's going on there and Brian's progress. And
I would like to know why they chose a Stroop waffle. Is that a big Larson favorite, or were they on clearance? Were they, is it something that just seemed interesting?
Yeah, I got to think this is something they must enjoy. I've never personally heard of them, but I'm kind of excited about trying it. I mean, what doesn't sound good about soft toasted waffles filled with caramel, cinnamon, and real bourbon vanilla?
That last part got me.
I might just set it on top of a glass of bourbon.
With coffee, I suppose. Oh, look, there's a game going on.
Yeah, Allie Vesley checks back into the game. She replaces Morgan Bradley. I was looking down this line and I thought, man, they got a lot of freshmen. Then I realized I was looking at the position line. F is for forward, not freshman.
Oh, give credit to Nathan Marty showed up on the sideboards tonight. So
there we go.
All of a sudden the sideboards are working.
Nathan, of course, our school superintendent, so it's not like he doesn't have probably a few other things to address on any given night.
Yeah, nothing going on. So tied up at 14, and Columbus trying to go ahead. Can't get that rebound. Christensen left side, right side to Butler.
Timeout by Columbus coach. He's going to take a 30 just to talk things over with his ladies who were struggling to find an opening there.
Scoring right now for Jesup. Pilcher has 6. O'Connor with 3. Treptow has 2. Lang has 3. Looking on the Columbus side of things, 3 points for Christensen. Vesley logging 7 so far. Lindsay in at 2 for the Sailors. So they will move on and will play Appleton-Parkersburg on Thursday and then be at Dr. Hartford on Friday. So they got a pretty hefty week, 3 games this week for Waterloo Columbus. Must be some rescheduled games.
Yeah, that's always a tough one when you're playing 3 in a week. And those of us who sit in the stands or like you and I just stand up here and talk about the games, we either don't know or have forgotten how hard 3 games in 1 week really is on the body.
Well, we know that because sometimes we have to climb that ladder up here 3 times in a week. That's a challenge.
I mean, I vaguely remember back to high school and having to do those 3 games a week, and I mean, really wasn't that big of a deal for me because I didn't play that much anyway. But I mean, 3 games a week sitting on your butt though on the bench, that's.
But as I say that,
takes its toll.
Columbus tonight for Jesup, travel to Denver tomorrow, have Union on Friday, come back next week on Monday and host Denver. And then follow it up on Tuesday, if that's right, at Waukon on the 9th.
There you go, Larson. Patience by the Jayhawks. I couldn't really figure out if that was an intentional, trying to run some clock. I mean, it was a tie game, so I wouldn't expect that, or if they were just, trying to lull the Sailors to sleep and get a bucket off of it.
So do we begin the phrase of anytime we see a 3 go in, either from Larson or somebody, we call it a stroopwafel?
Stroopwafel. Maybe. I feel like we'll have to explain it before every game. Otherwise, people are going to be like, well, people are already asking who are these clowns.
What did they say? Stroopwafel? That's what I thought they said. 5 minutes to go until halftime. Columbus with the ball. Dish left side, goes up off the backboard, no good. The shot from Bradley. Jesup will have it with Pilcher crossing midcourt. Turns around, finds Sailor Youngblood.
Shout out to my buddy Shorty Youngblood out there. Must be watching the game at home or somewhere. But
does he want a stroopwafel?
Well, he did. He commented about him, but I haven't seen Shorty. I feel like in years. Love that guy. So Shorty, we're gonna have to get together and have a glass of ice water or something sometime in the near future. Hope you're doing well.
Pilcher comes side of that lane. Almost looked like he took a little extra step. Shot doesn't go. Larson, quick on the defensive coverage, will race back into Columbus's offensive court and not going to go from Vesley. .4:30 to go, and the free throw from Vesley. Not going to work.
Natalie O'Connor checks into the game. She replaces Lainey Pilcher. On the other end, we've got Maddie Knipp checking into the game, and she will replace Chloe Butler.
So, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes you'll hear a little silence. And that's me and Luke exchanging nonverbal cues. There's just things you see in the upper patio that you can't see from anywhere else that sometimes you can't really comment on or
chuckle
or whatever.
Or sometimes things come out of our mouths that could be taken multiple ways, and since we have the mentality of 12-year-olds, that may also cause a delay in
12 and a half. That'll be the 15th foul against Columbus. And Amanda Tripto looking to build on her total. 3 personal foul, or 3 free throws for her. That one sinks in again. Keep her consistent. A little pressure from Treptow on Lindsay. Get across midcourt, pushing the 4-minute mark. She'll take it all the way to that end. Can't make it work. Saylor finds it. Treptow, ignite this offense. No look to that right corner to Lang.
Ooh, man. I'd like to see Larson shoot that. She was wide open.
Now Treptow wide open.
There you go.
Kind of leaned in that one.
She's got kind of a, I don't know. I don't want to say the wrong thing. A bit of an awkward shot.
I was going to say, when has that ever stopped
She gets her elbow so far underneath, and it ends up looking a little funny. But I mean, it's effective. Yeah, she's kind of twisted, right? Anthony said she's kind of twisted a little bit, so that's a good.
Yeah, take that which way you want.
Just want to make sure everybody knows I didn't say that. That was Anthony Ba.
And if you have any complaints, it's Tony at heartlandtechnology.com.
There, Larson with the 3, no good. Nick Donnelly posed the question, who's more lost up here, Luke Baldwin or Nate Clayberg? And Anthony said both, which is fair and accurate.
You know, I think together we can eventually get where we need to go. It just may take some time.
A while. We take the long way around.
4 points now for Lindsay.
And speaking of long way around, that should not surprise Nick Donnelly, because he knows my dad pretty well, and Dad doesn't usually get anywhere in a straight line either. So,
well, that's just because his leg. He's got just takes a different route. Ooh, off the foot on the dribble from Treptow. Larson covering the lane. Is she going to set? No, she stands back a little bit, missed that shot. But come back in for another foul. Jesup will now go to 16 fouls.
That was a good-looking step through by Reagan Lindsay. A little bit of a Euro step at the end of the run out there. Lindsay, a senior for the Sailors.
Free throw in. Bradley has it. Takes him to 18.
Bradley just a freshman, so both sides of the spectrum there. Oh, we've got a Coach Joe Smines sighting.
Making his way.
Yeah, he looked like he was on a mission. I don't know if he thinks he's running late or.
He got bowled over the other night at Dyke.
That's what I heard.
Kind of interesting to watch. I had to watch it twice. Connor across the midcourt and Travel steps it across. 22-19, Jesup in the advantage. And now Lindsay.
Yeah, with Coach Smines up here, kind of begs the question, oh yeah, oh wait, you can put a headset on. Join the conversation. Nick Donnelly, Coach Nick Donnelly's been running his mouth a little bit in the background here. Did somebody not get him the schedule and let him know we got a game tonight?
It's not Nick, it's Mitch.
Mitch Donnelly?
Mitch. Get it right. Yeah. We sent him back to the minor leagues, so he's down in Florida trying to learn how to coach again.
Well, at his age, he probably needs to be down in Florida where it's warmer.
He's not even here, and he's chiming in.
Those joints got to
that's convenient.
Get pretty gummed up in the Arctic that is Jesup right now.
He's down in Orlando, I do believe, for family things.
Oh, so. Good for him.
We call him Mitch. That's a long joke. So
Lindsay on her own. Gets a little tighter, 1-point margin.
better than being Dog or something like that.
Yeah. Well, it's good that
Nate Dog, Luke Dog.
Yeah. Well, it's good that Mitch gets the privilege of listening to whatever this is.
Yeah.
And experience this.
All of your constituents are listening too, I'm sure, Clay.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You have a lot of them.
Yeah. How's the leg?
I'm good. I'm totally good.
Yeah, I had to watch you get bowled over about 2 or 3 times. I had to keep her running it.
Yeah, I've had a fair amount of texts and calls. That's if I was all right. Yeah, it looked a lot worse than what it really was.
I have to get on and watch that. I've heard from numerous people about it, but
it was Dyke's got a kind of a small sideline with chairs, and you could see it coming and just nowhere to go, and kind of kicked my legs out. Jim Madsen style. Jim Madsen used to do that on a football sideline before he got run over a couple of times. So thanks, Jim, for teaching me that. But kicked my legs out, and next thing I know, I'm laying on top of a player. So
I'm sorry, my first instinct was laughter.
Yeah, I was.
And then it was like, oh, I hope he's okay.
They didn't
funny.
They didn't call you for a technical or anything, did they?
No, I think Greg from Dyke wanted me for a block or something. He was signaling for a foul.
9 points now for Treptow. Last 90 seconds of this first half. Missed dribble. Lindsay tries to recover. Bounces off at Jesup. Looked like Natalie had her hand on it, and Columbus will retain it.
Allie Vesley checks back into the game. She replaces Ella Clausen.
Vesley started out quick, a lot of points, and slowed down here in the second quarter.
She's a tough matchup for us.
She is. I said earlier, she really does a nice job with her body, and as we can see right there, but has those traditional post moves pretty well mastered down there.
I think the Columbus girls they beat Denver twice this year, which is 2 very good wins. So they got a nice ball club too.
Well, they're sitting 8-5 on the year, or 9-9 on the year, I guess. 8-5 in the conference. So
yeah, looked like
not a bad record.
36-32 against Denver. It's very low scoring in that last matchup. They played them early on. Yeah, beat them 42-40 in there.
So Vesley back out in favor of Ella Clausen.
Little offense, defense. She's got 2 fouls. Good decision there.
Comes off a Treptow, or actually comes off a Columbus, and we will have Larson inbound that.
It reminds me of what was your game recently here, where at the end of the game it was it WAP? No.
Nice.
Treptow in.
We had about 3 out, 3 in, 3 out, 3 in for the final 2 minutes of the game. It felt like, I forget who that was against, but
probably Hudson, maybe.
That's who it was. It was Hudson,
Lindsay in. There's a whistle blown. Last 42.4 the first half.
Joe, remind us the head coach down here. What's his name?
Corey O'Brien.
Yeah,
he's been in the league for a long time. I actually coached against him when he was a girls JV coach at Denver. He was there for quite a while, and I was at NU High at the time. So he's been in the league for a long time.
Definitely a familiar face.
Yep.
I just couldn't pull his name out of my head.
He coached with Steve Moon forever at Denver, and then now he teaches at Columbus, I do believe.
Last 30 seconds, tied up at 24. Jesup looking to go to the locker room as Lang gets it loose, and Columbus will have it back.
Jesup would love to see this Columbus defense come out of their 2-3, because they've been giving them fits from the jump here. But without some consistent outside shooting, I just don't see that happening, because it's pretty effective right now.
Treptow right in there defensively. Ricochet that off. Takes minimal time off that clock. Christensen inbound quickly. Lindsay. Hustle on the dribble, trying to get past Natalie O'Connor. 18 seconds to go. Vesley sets a pick. And Youngblood will, there you go, break
Sailor,
loose, comes out of bounds. Wow.
Good play, Sailor.
Wow. I thought Sailor last to touch it, but green jersey get a last touch on it.
Sailor's been a great role player for the Jayhawks this year. She's not counted on to score a lot of points, but she does a nice job underneath on defense, always hustles.
Get in there.
O'Connor at the buzzer. Oh! 24-24 is our score. And leading scorer for Columbus is 11 points with Vesley, 9 points for Treptow as they go to the locker room. Right now at halftime, score again as you see 24-24, joined by head basketball coach Joe Smines. And Coach, I guess I'm going to rewind AD had a little bit. We were going to play that Denver game. Keep moving that around the schedule.
It's the third time it's been moved this year. So we were supposed to play them in middle of December, and before the year started, we decided to move it to later in the year. It worked better to have it at the end of the season for another game, due to the length between our last game and the tournament. So we moved it. And of course, the time we're supposed to play them, it gets snowed out twice. So now we're going to play them about twice in about 10 days. So the girls would be less than that, actually.
And I don't know if it's Thursday, right?
Tomorrow.
They play tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. This is Monday. Never mind. Forget it. Go on.
All right.
Nice of you to join us, Luke.
Too many Diet Mountain Dews today, or what?
So, but anyway, rewinding from the week and looking backwards, since the last time we talked, Grundy Center Saturday game just snuck that one in.
Yeah, that was Grundy Center. Obviously a good basketball team, a big basketball team, physical. A bunch of good football players. They won the state title or got second, I can't remember, but. We played all 2-3 zone in that game. Gave us a chance. Thought we really shot the ball well that night. Once again, it was kind of the story of the season. Came down to about 4 or 5 plays the last minute or two, and unfortunately we didn't make them, and they did, and they won the game. So, but it was a great game, great high school basketball game. 2 good teams, and we just couldn't quite close the deal when we needed to.
And then from that game on Saturday, then you go the full week, again with that snow delay. Dyke New Hartford on Friday over there, right in the game, most of it, until towards the end.
Got off to a great start. I think we're up 12-0, maybe 14-2, knowing Dyke would come back at us. They got too much pride, too many good players, too well coached, and came right down the wire. It was a tie game with 2.5 minutes left, and we would have taken that when the night started. And once again, they hit some big shots, and we didn't hit them. That's pretty simple at this point. So, we had a chance to go up by 2 and drop the ball, and then we had a couple 3-pointers from Brody and Jack that didn't go down. They were great looks for us, and the Wagner kid hit a big shot for them, and then they got the W. So, it was one of those things we left thinking kind of frustrated, but also kind of pleased because we played a really good basketball game against a team that's ranked in the top 10. So, we've lost about 3 or 4 games like that this year, and I keep telling the guys that keep believing because we're right there and have a chance to still have a good season here.
Yeah, you look at, you had a 6-game winning streak up until, I guess the last win was against Sumner Fred, but you're on a 5-game losing streak right now. How are you presenting that to the team to overcome that and get back on track?
Yeah, we talk after every game how tough this league is and how good everyone is, and even AP's leading the league and Dyke are leading the league, and we should have beat both of them, but then you look down at Hudson's the bottom of the league and we lost to them once. So. It's a tough league. Right now we're focused on each game, getting better and getting ourselves ready for tournament play. We think we have a nice draw in the tournament, and that's kind of what we're focused on right now. Tonight's the first step in that because we can't win the league. That's us having out of reach at this point. So everything's about getting better. The guys, we're in Saturday morning. We got a little workout in, got some shooting in, watched some film. They were positive. I think they know we're playing well. It's just coming down to about 2 or 3 plays a night, and they believe they're going to start making those. And then Sunday we had some guys come in and shoot as well. So they're a fired up group. They're locked in. They're still positive about what they can do, and the team chemistry is really good right now. So I feel good about where we're at.
Yeah, you look at Carson Leno, shooting 65% from the field, 18 points. Brody's 40% shooter, 13.5 points. Jack Miller, 41% shooter, almost 11 points per game. Jack, 38% from beyond the arch. You got some shooters out there. It just seems to be there's some stages along the way they just don't want to go in.
Yeah, we had a little stretch there between the Union game through Wapsie where it seems like we could not throw it in the ocean from 3. Then we come back against AP, just shot the lights out of it. We didn't shoot very well. Against Grundy Center, we shot the daylights out of it, and then we couldn't get a stop at the end. Friday night got off to a great start, but couldn't make shots. If we make any three-pointers in the first half, we're probably up 15 or 20.
Yeah.
That's a big difference in being up by 8. So, it's been one of those things where we just haven't hit the shot when we need it to, and their team has. So we have good offensive players. Our defense still needs to get better. That's an area where we keep working on, and our ability to play defense has gotten better. I think our intensity is better on that end. We put some new things in that are helping us, I think. So, just staying committed to the defensive end and having the confidence that shots are going to go down because we got good shooters. Parker McCone played a great game Friday night. Kind of got back out of his shooting slump, hit a bunch of threes for us. So, hopefully we get all 5 guys and Corbin and Carter going at the same time, and we think we will.
4-7 overall in conference play, 8-8 on the season. Columbus 2-15 on the season, 2-10 overall, or actually in the NICL East. Talk about the Columbus Sailors as they're still trying to find their way. Talk through what you expect to see tonight.
Yeah, it starts with their point guard, Carter Gallagher, who was their quarterback on the football team. Does a great job for him. Big physical kid, probably about 6'2", point guard, shortstop in basketball or baseball, quarterback in football. Likes to penetrate, get to the basket. I think he leads the conference in free throw attempts a game at about 9. Then they have 2 guys on the wing, Trost and Steele, who are pretty solid shooters. Then the other guys are kind of, I would call them middle linebacker type football players. They're going to be physical with you. They lead the conference in offensive rebounding, so that's going to be a chore for us tonight to keep them off the boards. But this is the team that I told the guys on Saturday. They beat Hudson on Thursday night at their place in overtime, or lost by Hudson, but should have won. They're up by 5 and late in the game. They had Wapsie down a majority of the game a couple weeks ago, and they actually had Denver down by 16 points at one point a couple weeks ago. So, and they beat Sumner at home. So this team is playing much better.
Yeah, Columbus, they're always one of those teams, whether they have a good roster or not. They're just a determined bunch.
Yeah.
They come in and they tend to give you fits. You know?
This group, you watch them play, and it reminds me a little bit of Sumner Fred, how they want to play physical, want to slow it down, push you around. So, and obviously that's not our type of style. So we need to get up and down tonight, keep them off the boards, and keep Gallagher out of the lane. So, it's going to be a good ball game. Their record is not indicted of how decent of a team they are. So they're capable of beating anybody, and they've shown that already by playing Wapsie and Denver both really close.
Coach, good luck tonight against the Sailors, and we'll talk again.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate your coverage.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Head Coach Joe Smines on our halftime show. Girls, Jayhawks and the Columbus Sailors tied up at 24. We'll return on the Jayhawk Sports Network in just about 2 minutes.
and sit down. Shut up and sit down.
All right, back on the Jayhawk Sports Network from Heartland Technology, and we are set for the second half of action with girls basketball. In Class 2A, Jesup and Columbus in the NICL East, as we are tied up at 24 apiece, and Jesup will be on defense to start out this second half. And good to hear from head coach Joe Smines. Nice to have him come up at halftime, join us, and talk a little basketball and anything else we decide to throw at him.
Yeah, I don't know what I was throwing at him for a minute there. I kind of lost track of days. And
nice to see Mitch Donnelly or Nick Donnelly, or whatever he goes by. He's joining us tonight. I'm sure poolside somewhere, and
I'm gonna have
with a Fresca.
Gonna have to find out the story behind that one.
Larson tries the three, doesn't hit, off the backboard.
This could be a long night for me, Nate. I don't have my Mountain Dew Kickstarter.
I just hope you make it.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You're not
built for this sort of thing.
Well, you're probably not built for regular Mountain Dew either, I would think.
No, I can't stand regular Mountain Dew.
But however, kickstarts my day. Luke Baldwin.
It's funny because I bag on
Kickstart.
Yeah, I bag on regular Mountain Dew like it's this horribly unhealthy thing, which it is. But somehow I've made Mountain Dew Kickstarter okay in my head.
Smoking or vaping, I guess, is the same argument if you want to go with that. 6:30 to go, third quarter. In the corner with Lang. Little dish to Natalie, back to JC. Treptow. A little more aware in their passing. Columbus giving them a little room to try and see if they want to take those three shots, and they do.
Natalie's gotten pretty handy with that side or baseline shot. She's hit a number of those this season. I was going to say I wouldn't mind seeing her doing a step back, get behind the three-point line, but that would be a little greedy. Just take the shots that go in and be happy with them, right?
Yes, you should. I don't know if you want me to respond to that or that was just...
it was kind of a rhetorical question, I guess.
O'Connor, right side, little dish into Larson. Pulled down by Pilcher. She's going to go to the hole. Can't quite get it. Touches the net. And Columbus will have it back. Call out that play with Reagan Lindsay, 5'4" senior.
3 seconds in the lane. It's going to be called on, well, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to call a girl out like that. 3 seconds in the lane, that's all you need to know.
Neon nights in the student section tonight. If you're wondering what's going on over there.
I wasn't, but it makes sense. I see a fair amount of neon.
Some choosing to participate and others not.
I was going to say I'm not completely happy with the level of participation.
They probably didn't know if it meant tonight. Just like Anthony didn't know it's supposed to be tonight.
Yeah. Poor guy. Poor Melissa, more so.
Well, I know we should give our condolences to Melissa Bond, as she thought she was going to have a romantic dinner at home with her husband tonight. Turns out Anthony forgot there was a game tonight, and he set up the equipment in record time.
He's not here right now. He might have ran home to have that romantic meal after all, but sounds like she made a full-on meal. Melissa, I'm happy to put the headset down and come over and partake in the meal. The meal, to be clear, not the romantic part, the meal.
O'Connor with it down to Larson. Treptow takes a look baseline. Pilcher back and forth in that lane. The team's even involved. They got neon shoelaces and neon head wrap tonight.
Oh, yeah. Man. Sailor Youngblood checking into the game for the Jayhawks.
I am worried that Neon just does not stand out to you.
Well, I mean, it might, but I
worry
wasn't
driving with you.
I wasn't really looking for it. I mean, I probably saw it, but didn't think anything of it. But, I mean, really, are you worried driving with me all the times you've driven with me?
Well,
by now you should be fairly well desensitized to my driving abilities or inabilities.
Yeah, when you comment and say, you know, these road construction signs, you think they'd make them brighter.
Little scrum for the ball there. It's going to go to Jesup. Jesup's, well, I actually thought it was out on Sailor Youngblood, but the refs have decided otherwise, so I'm okay with that.
Tripto leads the Jayhawks 9 points so far. Dish in the corner to Lang. Tripto had a baseline, calling out some movement offensively. Almost looks like Jordan's put in a little different offense.
Yeah, I don't know if this is his zone breaker offense. It's definitely not what they usually run. They usually run a lot of cuts and everybody's always moving. This is just kind of winging it around the top and trying to break something open, I think.
Tripto now with 11 points. Good defensive coverage on Lindsay. Puts her hand in there, bots it away. And are we going to see a jump possession? No, ball's still loose. Wow. I went a long time without a whistle. I thought sure enough we'd see jump, but official says no, and Columbus touches it last as it goes out of bounds.
So Jesup is the beneficiary of two of those loose balls here back to back. Kind of 50-50 balls.
One team foul for Jesup, none for Columbus so far into this. Looking this week on the schedule, game tomorrow night, Denver basketball. Actually, Jesup will be at Denver for basketball. Early out on Wednesday for parents and everybody to realize. You're thinking, didn't we have a early out last week? Well, you did, but you got another one coming up. Thursday, middle school basketball for boys. Home with Denver. Girls are at Denver. On Friday, middle school boys basketball at BMAP over in Waterloo. And high school girl-boy doubleheader down at Union in LaPorte City. Sectional wrestling, Luke, can you believe it? Coming up Saturday at Cascade, and JV girls basketball going to be, actually that's the air. So they still have Denver booked on the Saturday, but actually is tomorrow. So coming right down to it.
Busy week, as always.
Yeah, just looking ahead, state wrestling, 2 weeks away from that. See what kind of competition or see what kind of showing we can get from the Jayhawks and our grappling squad.
Sounds like we are hoping for at least a couple, maybe. Seems like the end of our wrestling season just kind of fell apart. Not our wrestling, but like the meets.
Yeah,
how many did we end up losing there at the end of it?
Yeah, well, the one that it got shut down from the end of the year, and then supposed to wrestle Tuesday night last week, and snow ended that.
Yeah.
So no time to reschedule.
Well, and I know a lot of the schools at this point they're just trying to save their kids for the more important meets, canceling conferences and stuff like that. So Melissa, don't worry about your husband. He's gonna survive. He got himself I believe a bratwurst.
Yeah.
Maybe?
Oh, hot dog. No.
Chicken strips.
Oh, you got the chicken strips along with
a new one.
Did you get a dipping sauce? No dipping sauce?
I didn't know we had chicken strips. When did that start?
Well, if you'd ever show up, you might realize that.
Oh, okay.
Did that sound pointed?
Guy misses one time, and it's
Lang in the corner misses that one. On the floor, Larson will dish it out. O'Connor has it. They'll reset it. They only got those maybe, 2 or 3 games ago.
And I also understand, I think I read or heard that, is it Legacies that's doing deliveries on game nights or something to that effect?
I don't know. I know there's something coming up.
Publicizing something that's not real?
Yeah, I think there's an event that's coming up that we probably should know more about. Is it the Super Bowl? that
I
they're
don't
doing,
know. It's something to do with school. I don't.
I bet it's on the book face.
Clearly, I don't have the details, the deets, if you will.
Yeah, there's a fundraiser going on, I think.
Yes.
Delivery or something like that.
Yeah,
we'll pull it up
the
here.
Booster Club, I think, retains the tips maybe. Yeah, pull that up. See what's going on.
I'm sure.
If you could go ahead and finish the story I started, Nate, that would be
Ricky
great.
Nolan was listening to us, he'd be beside himself going, what are you guys doing?
I don't think he'd be that shocked, to be honest with you. A foul.
Yeah, so if you check out the Jesup Booster Club, plenty of opportunities to volunteer in the concession stands. But on Friday, February the 12th, Booster Bites is what it's being termed, from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. The Booster Club is partnering with Legacies to offer food delivery on that Friday from 4 until 8 in a 5-mile radius. And a delivery fee is a free will donation to the Booster Club. So Booster Club going to be delivering food from Legacies, and you just offer up whatever tip. Sounds like maybe Jay will be out there delivering. I just hope he's not driving.
I think the obvious starting tip would be $20, and then just go up from there.
$21, $22.
No, in increments of 20.
Okay.
I think an average tip would be 100. I'm kidding, people.
So how about I do this?
The Booster Club will take whatever you're willing to give. That's for sure.
So I put that link in the chat on the Facebook if you're following along in that area.
Jayhawks got a loose full court press going, trying to create some traps. The Sailors break that fairly efficiently, but can't turn it into points, as the Jayhawks do maintain a 5-point lead with under 10 seconds to go in the third period. Jayhawks move the ball around, work it inside to Treptow, throws it up, no good. Thought she got a foul, but I believe it was mostly ball, or at very least not worth a call. So we'll head into the fourth quarter with a 5-point lead, 33-28.
That was a quick third period, and a fair amount of scoring in there. But Jesup just continues to do some more conservative play and not just throwing up shots.
Yeah. Hey, going back to the Booster Club, I did receive a survey today from Diane Bain, the high school principal receptionist, just asking. It was in regards to Booster Club, and they're trying to gather information on, maybe opinion of Booster Club, how to get involved, the needs of the Booster Club,
or even just awareness of what it is.
Awareness,
yeah.
Are you even aware it exists? Do you know what they support? Booster Club, as a reminder, supports athletics. J-Star. Well, there is no J-Stars anymore.
No more J-Stars.
Okay.
So the arts, music, and then it's also after prom.
After prom
is a part of that. So
it's kind of a three-prong organization now. So if you want to throw your money at something or your time, you can't do much better than the Booster Club, because you're supporting pretty much all the extracurriculars and more.
And if you work a concession stand, you get to stand there, and there's a TV set out there now that has us on it, so I'm not sure that's a reward for you.
I was going to say, I'd leave that out. I don't think that's a selling point. They muted us. Okay, that's great.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense.
Makes me feel good.
I'm going to guess it's because they found people lingering in the hall wanting to listen to us and not just come in here. I'm guessing that's probably what happened. I totally understand.
We should also give a shout out to our cheerleaders, as we try to do. We've got the Federspiel girls.
This is always fun. It's Guess the Cheerleader game.
Cassidy and
Mackenzie
Federspiel. Of course, we've got Rachel Clayberg. We've got
Ivy
Savvy Bain.
Or no. Is Ivy Borman down there? And,
I don't know if she's down there tonight. It's so hard to tell with the face.
Well, they all have
the face mask
and then ponytails.
Yeah,
might be
in the backboard, right?
Yeah, you always choose to do this when they're standing behind the backboard. Well, Hannah Bovey's probably down there too.
Yep.
Oh, look, a basketball game's going on.
So anyway, we didn't get all of you ladies, but
Lily Devlin's in there too.
Oh yeah, geez, I'm looking right at Lily.
Yep. Shot on the right side. Give it to Jesup. And go that total.
Hannah Bovey, I don't know if she's over there, but she oftentimes is. So I think maybe we got all of them. If we didn't, we apologize, but thank you for all of your support and hard work.
Treptow's going to get dinged on the way to that north basket.
Jordan Conrad, coach of the Jayhawks, is hype. Would that be the right word?
Hyped up?
Lit? He is lit right now, man.
Oh, you're so modern.
He is off the chain. Faux shizzle.
Well, we talked about this the last time we were together. You were talking to Jordan about, sometimes the energy he flows from the sideline, you see that then flow to the floor.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think he thought I was kind of maybe making fun of him or just being funny, but I was actually serious. I think the girls do respond to his level of intensity, and as he becomes a little more intense, so do they. So, but I can understand why he would assume that I was just kidding, because
you're a kidder.
I am a jokester, trickster. So a nod to my buddy Troy Umblett.
Historically,
he's listening.
Jesup, Columbus has not beat Jesup since 2015. So it's been a little while.
That's sounds like Iowa State football or something.
Yeah, we're talking.
Lady Pilcher, got to have that one. She was right there, just got to get it off the board.
37-28 in the last period of play here. Jesup and Columbus. Jayhawk Sports Network, Heartland Technology. Thanks for joining along on Facebook and YouTube. Christensen, dish up top to Lindsay, and another 3-second. Twice this half. Natalie O'Connor, 7 points. Pilcher's got 8.
Columbus with the steal.
And can't quite pull it down. Larson, nice pull and go to Treptow. Natalie's down low. Little jumper doesn't work. Pilcher follows up. And a little late whistle, but she will get it nonetheless.
Nice job by Pilcher to be in the right spot at the right time. Well, actually, Natalie O'Connor as well.
Vesely with her third personal foul, third team foul of the half for Columbus. Jesup with 2 team fouls.
These are important shots at this point in the game. Well, really any point in the game, whether they come early or late. Everybody talks about, making your free throws down the stretch, but if you lose by 1 and you missed a free throw at the beginning of the game, that's just as big of a culprit or a reasoning for that loss as one at the end of the game. So there's our cheerleaders.
We'll bring them out, cheer on the crowd, and even just reflecting, Luke, from when we started this season that we didn't know if it was going to take place or not. Our first home game. Looking back at December the 1st under Fred, girls beating 55-39. There was nobody in here. There was very limited attendance. You had to have a special pass to get in, or it was almost a privilege to get in, and then that kind of split up a little bit, I think, after the new year. It's nice to have more people in here because it was odd early on.
It was odd, and it was hard for guys like you and me who tend to talk a little louder than most to begin with, and then we've got a quiet gym, and I didn't like it for numerous reasons, but one of which everybody could hear every little thing we said up here, which is weird that we care about that because we're broadcasting to the world right now. But
well, I didn't want to be sitting up here and a girl shooting a free throw going, I don't think she's going to make that. Shooting from Columbus.
Oh, nice pass.
Nicely up.
Reagan Lindsay had a nice little pass over the defense there to Vesley. Vesley obviously going to the line.
5.5 to go. Jesup up again by 10. Vesley 16 points, make that 17 with that free throw. Vesley 45% from the field, 14.8 points on average per game coming into tonight.
Laney Pilcher takes a seat for the Jayhawks as I believe it was J.C. Lang that came in for her. At any rate, it's Lang, Treptow, Larson, O'Connor, and Youngblood on the court for the Jayhawks right now. Steal by Vesley. Gonna head back the other way. Another Euro step for Sailor point guard Reagan Lindsay, and she'll get that one to fall. So it is 38-32. Jayhawks with the lead.
8 points for her. And now Jesup a little more conservative. They tend to, we've seen them pull back a little bit.
Vesley, Lindsay, Christensen. Do we still have, Bradley and Butler on the floor for the Sailors. So Sailor starters on the court right now.
Larson's three, no good. Pulled down by Vesley. Vesley outside. Off the rim, no good. Little battle. O'Connor almost saves it from going out.
Steps on the line. I think that's the longest shot we've seen Vesley take tonight. She's kind of worked her magic down in the post area until that shot.
Stack them up. Baseline, Christensen. And you're looking at Butler. And now continue to push forward with Lindsay. Dish down low, off the board and in for Morgan Bradley, the freshman.
That's about as well as you can run that play. That was pretty.
6 points for her.
Sailors do a great job of doing what they do well. You know, we've seen very few outside shots from the Sailors tonight. Have we seen one 3-point attempt from them?
Yeah, they've.
Have they? Okay.
They've shot them.
Okay. Probably when I was running my mouth and not paying attention. But, I mean, they're good inside with Vesley, and they've got Butler down there. And between those two, they just they do a nice job down low. And they've got us on that backdoor cut several times tonight.
Nice knockdown from Treptow, and we'll get loose. And this time, Jesup will get possession of that. Larson will hold baseline.
Lindsay not happy with herself after throwing that one away.
Timeout wanted by Columbus, and they are going to take a full timeout here with under 4 minutes to play. Again, Jesup coming into this one after a rough loss. 2 rough losses. Actually, I'm even rewind here. 3 in a row. Losing to Dyke New Hartford last Friday, 75-24. Grundy Center just got by him, 53-50, and then over to AP back on the 22nd, 52-44 was that loss there. So really rooting them on and trying to get Jordan Conrad and his team back on the winning side.
Yeah, and the same goes for the boys. They've both been on a 3-game skid here, and a couple wins tonight for both programs would do their morale wonders. I'm sure.
Is that a mushroom?
Morale.
Oh, okay. All right, makes sense.
Those are great, by the way, unless you eat too many.
Well, it's not so much the mushroom; it's the breading.
The butter.
Yeah, the breading and the butter. Been a while. But I can't say I've had more morel mushrooms than Stroop waffles.
Yes, same.
Maybe that'll change.
Get in there. Got it. Natalie O'Connor fired up. Little Tiger Woods fist pump after that shot.
10 points for her.
Foul by Treptow.
Columbus boys waiting in the wings to come out to warm up as the boys game will come on shortly. Jesup and Columbus, and we will break away and have a different link up on the YouTube channel and also on Facebook for you to connect and to follow that game, or that the one that will be coming up next on the Jayhawk Sports Network, powered by Heartland Technology. Good double team coverage from Natalie and Amanda. And down low shot goes up, but before the shot, the whistle came. So not a shooting foul, as
and that's that same backdoor cut that they've snuck in about half a dozen times here tonight.
3:13 to play, Jesup up by 7. Lindsay, that pass inside, worked away by Larson. Good heads-up play.
Did catch her with the body. So Jayhawks one foul away from putting the Sailors in a 1-1 position.
Officials will confer, and we're set to go. Inbound Columbus. Lindsay, one bounce. Comes over to Christensen.
There it is again.
Little open dish. Can't make it go. It's supposed to be an easy one for Bradley. Amanda crosses the timeline. Dish from Larson back to Treptow. Baseline no look up to Pilcher. Going to get taken away by Christensen, and foul on Larson. 7th team foul. Does make it a shooting foul as Jesup now in the bonus. It's a 4th personal foul against Larson. Are you getting Anthony in trouble?
No, just helping him out.
I'm sure.
Courtesy of others. He's feeling bad about himself. He just said, I might as well just go home.
We thought he did go home for a while.
We thought he went home for that romantic dinner.
Nothing says love like fondue. Was that what, was it fondue tonight? Anthony, no? Okay.
What was it? Oh, yeah. Little pulled chicken for burritos and nachos, he says.
She probably pulled all that by hand, too. Raised that chicken, butchered it. And you're here on the south patio just hanging out.
Does she even know that you don't actually do anything up here? And you're not even needed?
Well, we need him. There's 4 times. Luke, there's 4 times we need him. Yeah. When the game gets going, when it ends, and then when it starts again, and then when it ends. And when it goes down, and we don't know what we're doing after that.
I mean, you can't even remember to take the darn logo off the screen.
He's going to take us off right now. Under 2 minutes to play.
We still do have a close game here. You would never know it by the nonsense that we're
the banter
talking. Jayhawks with a 7-point advantage over the Sailors. Sailors into a 3/4 court press. Which I'm not sure is doing much for them other than taking time off the clock faster. Or, no, you know what I mean. Taking more time off the clock than otherwise would come off.
90 seconds. Larson, bounce pass over to Treptow. And ball is loose.
Yeah, I tell you what, Lindsay, she's a handful up there on defense, man. She's caused a number of turnovers tonight. She's a nice player for the Sailors, as she should be, senior point guard. She's the I don't know if she is the actual team captain, but at least on the court, she's directing traffic.
It's nice, Mitch Donnelly, to sit there in next to a fake fireplace in Florida. Must be really roughing it. So he's shooting us some comments on the book face. It is true. Facebook is full of old people. No offense to anybody. I just had a jab at Nick. I'm included in that demographic too, I think. Under a minute to play, Jesup 43-36. And Natalie O'Connor.
You're not even close to as old as Nick.
This is true. This is true. I'm surprised he's still up.
Well, he texted a long time ago. There's nothing saying he's still up at this point.
He's got the early bird with Frank Costanza.
Nick Donnelly is who we're talking about, if you don't know. Long time coach at Jesup. Man, he's been around. He was one of my...
Man, he's been around.
He was one of my middle school coaches back in the day.
Back when we had apple baskets hanging from the pole.
I mean, when he played high school ball, I think the world was still in black and white.
And the basketball had laces?
Yeah, but he coached with my dad for years and took the team over. He was the head coach for several years, took a team, at least one team to state, maybe more. He was a fun coach. He was one of my favorites.
Well, he's threatening that he'll be here all night. Well, good thing we're here too.
Till the X-Lax kicks in.
Wow.
Oh, I might have crossed some line there. I'm not sure.
Free throw, drop that in for Laney.
Terry is sitting there thinking, my husband's not that old.
Or she's thinking, maybe I need to rethink this whole thing. She's remembering how enjoyable it is during basketball games when he's not around.
So the Jayhawks are going to hold on for the win, 45-36. I doubt they're going to take a shot here since it is not needed, and they will hold it. And the refs aren't going to call them for 10 because that also is not needed, or 5, I should say.
Congratulations to head coach Jordan Conrad and Jason Pilcher as they get the victory and go on to a record now of 13-5 overall, 9-4 in conference play. Columbus Sailors dropped to 9-10 overall on the season, 8-6 in the conference play. Leading scorer for Columbus tonight with 18 points is Vesley, as Ali Vesey, the junior, actually the senior forward, leads the Columbus Sailors. 8 points for Lindsay. On the Jesup side of things, 13 points apiece for Treptow as well as Pilcher. She really lit some things up here in the last quarter. 10 points for O'Connor, 6 for Lang. Larson had 3 points in there. Taylor Youngblood also saw time tonight on the floor. So congratulations to the Jayhawk girls. We'll be back with our boys game coming up here very, very shortly. And at halftime of that boys game, we'll be joined by head coach Jordan Conrad right here on the Jayhawk Sports Network from Heartland Technologies. Again, final score tonight, Jesup girls with the victory, 45-36. You can watch these games again on replay on YouTube or also on Facebook. For Luke Baldwin, as well as Anthony Baugh, Eric Clark, and our executive producer, Tony Lang, I'm Nate Kleberg from the upper patio of the South Gymnasium. This is the Jayhawk Sports Network from Heartland Technology. Music courtesy of bensound.com. Go Jayhawks and be safe.